Yo, what's up, guys? Terrell here on Terrell Game Vlogs, here to bring you Bakuman Season 3, Episode 2 review. Iwase is reckless. But yeah, that's the best way to say it. She's reckless. I could easily make this a shipping episode, but she's reckless. Purely just because of all the shit she did. Encouraging Shujin and Psycho, which I thought that threw me off left field like hell. Considering she was mean mugging like a bitch in the first episodes. I'm like, you're encouraging them now? Like she's the type of character that has like this indirect crush on Shujin that she's always had. And now at this point it's turning away from being a romance with her and it more into she just wants to be her rival. Like she just wants to be his straight rival. Mind you, I still think there's some like romance resentment there. So wherever the fuck. So the encouragement threw me off. Her and her relationship with Nizuma, which really threw me off. I was like, what? What? I also love the whole Hirama comedy shit that shows back up with him and Aoki, who only shows up a little bit in this episode. I hope she doesn't fall into obscurity, because, I mean, they made us like Aoki so much in Season 2. For her to fall into obscurity now would suck. Looks like Fukuda and Takahama are getting back on the grind, because Takahama has like a Ace Attorney fucking manga. Like it's a courtroom manga, and then like Fukuda has like the racer manga. So I'm assuming we're gonna see more Fukuda and Takahama, which I didn't even think he would be like a real character when when he was first introduced. I didn't take him that seriously. He is, and then obviously Aoki and all the girl squad for her assistants, and Yato's still there. The Iwase stuff with Nizuma is hinted to be like a romance, but I think it's more of the big shocker we get at the end of this episode, which, obviously Nizuma and Psycho are both stepping up their art game. And I found something that was really interesting. Nizuma got a shit ton of votes because he did a manga chapter that was strictly with no damn text. And Hattori had the obvious mind process that I thought that the other animes, that most people who read this shit would have. Because didn't Kubo and Naruto do something very similar to this, where they just had a manga chapter with like no text for the most part? I think Naruto did this with like the after Obito reveal chapter. Why is it that does it just depends on the material? Mind you, I think that's what it is that you can do a manga chapter with no text, but it's got to be a really big shock and surprise to do so with the stories of the shows. And I think that's the other reason why Bakuman doesn't really go into the stories of each series that's serialized in Jack, because that means you would have to find something that correlates with that, and it takes away from the actual story of Bakuman, which I think, because it's like doing a manga series within a manga series, which is essentially what they're doing. They're doing like 6 or 7 different manga series in Jack while doing the story of Bakuman, which is kind of ridiculous. So I give them major props for that. But the shit with Iwase and Nizuma doing a chapter with no text, and then on top of which Iwase having a mild infatuation with Nizuma, which you can kind of see. I don't know if that's gonna go anywhere because Nizuma doesn't really seem interested romance-wise. But the shit at the end of this episode threw me the fuck off, because Nizuma is already doing something that's not inherently known in like Shonen Jump / Jack, which is the fact that he's in technically 2 serializations. But on top of being in 2 serializations, he's also now the first manga artist to have his own manga character appear in the other manga that he's drawing the art for. Because Crow shows up in Plus Natural, and you're just kind of like, what? And you know what the thing that sucks? I kind of want to know the story of Plus Natural and Crow, like fully up until that chapter, just to see if that would even make sense in the context of the story. Like, that's the thing about Bakuman I like. There are like manga series in here that I would like to read just for the sake of it. Like, no bullshit. And that shit with Crow showing up at Plus Natural threw me the fuck off. I did not expect that. That was shocking as hell. My God. Good episode, I'll say that. The Iwase mild crush thing is retarded. Well, it's retarded in the sense of it throwing me the fuck off. In terms of my actual opinion on it, I still don't like Iwase, but yeah, whatever. She falls in love way too fucking easily. I hope she's not in love with Nizuma. That would be kind of stupid. But I can actually see that as a romance now, and that scares me. And Nizuma is just as crazy. I hope we get more. Kaya wasn't even in this episode at all. Oh, and I forgot they were still in school, and Psycho quit school, and I was like, oh, they're still in school. I forgot about that. They're in college. Oh, what the fuck? Because they're like in their 20s now, aren't they? They're in like their early 20s, like 21, 22 or some shit. Which still shocks the fuck out of me. But whatever. Overall, good episode. That shit was shocking. Next episode looks just a lot more neat. Oh, yeah, and plus Natural's anime started. Which, I don't know how I feel about that, but that was some interesting shit. So, next week we'll see where it goes. I don't know what else to say, really. That was shocking. And please tell me your thoughts on manga chapters that have no text. Can they still be good? Because my thoughts is they can, but it has to be a chapter that it works. Like, Naruto, I don't think it worked because, well, they were, for the most part, reevaluating shit that really didn't matter. And then you had, like, but even still, I think Naruto still got high that week. So I think you can do it if your story's good enough. And if you're able to interpret it and you're able to put in a lot of shit with no text. So that just shows his merit as a fucking writer / artist. Nizuma's a beast, just like on a purely artistic and he's a beast, man. Like fuck. Anyways, I'm stopped. I'm done. Please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. This has been the Vlogs again from your boy Terrell. Keep on drawing, and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.